We learn, Midrash says, the very beginning, that Hashem says to a person, if an individual did the right thing, so Hashem says the whole world was created for you, the entire world, you're the most important. If a person is not zocheh, and they don't do the right thing, so unfortunately they say to the person, in such a case, even the smallest mosquito, the fly, came before you. The great mashgiach, former mashgiach of the Lakewood Yeshiva, Rav Achvog, asked a question. It seems to be either the person's a tzaddik or they're a rasha. Even they made it or they didn't make anything at all. But how could it be? We learned there's a tzaddik, there's a rasha, there's a benoni, there's a righteous, there's the evil, there's the one in between. And in fact, if you take a look at the Rambam says there are many, many different levels, Each of us, everybody here at the Hidabroot convention, each of us are on a different level. We're all tzaddikim, a little bit more, some a little bit less. But the truth is that there are many, many madregos. So what does it mean? What is a medrash? Says the mashgiach a very interesting answer. He says the truth is that when it comes to she'ifos, when it comes to where a person wants to go in this world, there's either one or two. Either a person strives for godless. They want to be something. They want to make something out of themselves. They want to be a Chaye Olam Haba member. Or the person doesn't care. I'm here living through whatever I got to live through. I'll try to make the best of each day. I'll get whatever I need. Either I dream or I have no dream at all. I just go day to day. That is the difference in a person that wants to be a Ben Olam Haba, a Bas Olam Haba. They dream. They think their whole life, what am I going to be? What am I going to turn into? What's going to happen after 120 years? I want that great schar that Hashem promises that will be the greatest in the entire world. Michta Melio says, if you'll take all of the pleasures, all of the excitement, all of the luxuries in life, and you'll put it into one capsule, you will not even have the reach. You will not have a shmek. You won't even have the aroma of what Chai Olam Haba is, that a person will be forever and ever in the greatest simcha, more than they could ever imagine in their entire lives, is Olam Haba. We have that chance while we are here, each and every day. Not only do we have that chance, but a person should never take a look at it. Either I ruined my chance, I did something and that will be it, I don't have any hope at Chai Olam Haba, or an individual will say, I can wait. I'm still young. When I get older, so I'm thinking about retiring. I'm going to join the kollel. At that time, I'm going to join up with the Neshei Chesed. I'm going to do, no. Yesh kon olamo b'shachas. A person can be koneh, their entire world, in one moment. The situation is, we never know when is it that's going to be that situation that's going to present itself. It could be that a person will have one nisayon in life, one challenge, on one single day. They will not even realize it. And the challenge will be, will they be nichshol? Will they not be nichshol? Will they get the mitzvah? Will they not get the mitzvah? So a person says, no, maybe it's not the choice of the lifetime. I'll still have other greater nisyonos. We don't know that. It could be that the nisayon will come today. Yom Rishon, Parshas Nitzavim Vayelech. It could be that Hashem sent that nisayon to us to see. If I have the ability, if I have the hiskabrus, I got the might, and I can be, in that moment, Omed b'nisayon, if I can stand the challenge, I can be koneh chaye olam haba. I can get my whole next world in one day, even in 1 minute. That is the greatness. And we're going to see a few different examples of what it means to be koneh chaye olam haba. How can I get the next world and know that I'm a member? First of all, we know Kol Yisrael yesh lahem chelek la'olam haba. We all have a chelek. All of us have a chelek. There isn't a question about it. No matter what a person has done, no matter what a person has gone through in life, they will always have a chelek olam haba. we try that our chelik should be a special chelik. Anybody that went through anything, any parsha in life, any difficulty, any nisayon, and they had it hard, or maybe when they were younger, they went through a certain period of time, who knows what went on? They should know that they will have a chelik olam haba that even a tzaddik will not be able to reach, because that person went through a parsha in life. Chaye olam haba. There was a great tzaddik, the Tzidkas Yosef, Rabbi Yosef Leifer. He was a great tzaddik. A person came into him and wanted to have a bracha. The person was not observant. In particular, did not observe Shabbos, was not a Shomer Shabbos. He comes into the great Rebbe, the Tzidkas Yosef, and he says, Rebbe, borcheni, give me a bracha. The Tzidkas Yosef gave him a bracha. He said, promise me you will be together with me in Olam Haba. Tzidkas Yosef said, be mekabel upon yourself, accept upon yourself that you keep Shabbos. Be mekabel. The Yid said, ani mekabel. I accept upon myself, I'll keep Shabbos. The Tzidkas Yosef was then asked, promise me that I will be together with you. The Tzidkas Yosef closed his eyes. A minute later, he opened up. I'm sorry, I cannot. Rebbe, why? I was mekabel. He said, I have a little problem. I am a Sheres HaPleta Jew. I lived through the Holocaust. I went through the concentration camp. Somebody that went through Yisurim in life is in a special place in Olam Haba. They get a special palace. I cannot promise you that you will be together with me there. I can only promise you Olam Haba. So we see that an individual, based upon our lives, how much we go through, how many times I'm able to be omed b'nisayon, how I can hold myself back when I need to. And when it comes the time to do a mitzvah, I do not think of any other consideration. Mitzvah baliyotcha, al tach mitzvah. The mitzvah that comes to your hand, you don't let it go. You take care of the mitzvah, but there are so many things that have to be done. But there are people that are waiting for me, but I had to go here, but I had tickets for over there, but I'm going. The individual that can say, the mitzvah that presents itself is the opportunity that was given to me from Shamayim to gain Olam Haba, and I don't care no matter what I was supposed to do tonight. I had the tickets to the greatest thing in the world, the greatest shir in Hidabroot. But I have to do a mitzvah tonight. I got to do something. Somebody needs me. It's a mission. On that time, when the person can be Omed b'nisayon, they are Koneh Chaye Olam Haba. They get the next world. Now, it's an interesting thing in Perkei Avos. Hu haya oimer, yafe sha'achas b'tshuva ma'asim toivim ba'olam hazeh. Better is 1 minute. Sha'achas, an hour of tshuva, of us doing tshuva, of us saying vidoy, of us giving tzedakah, umasim toivim, and all other good things that we can do for each other in this world. Mikol chaye olam haba is better than the whole olam haba. So what am I trying to do? My whole life I'm trying to be zoched that after 120 years that we'll go to olam haba. But yet the Mishnah says, right now, our learning that we are zoched to do together, and that we've done for the past days, that is on a higher level than olam haba. Why? The answer is one. Because every second that a person is in this world, we can buy a ticket. Every second that we're in this world, we get zechuyos. Every second that we're in this world, we're able to reach a higher level. That is our zchus. That is our great privilege and merit, our opportunity. Once a person leaves this world, it's over. They don't have the chance anymore. How many times a person comes over to me and says, I only wish that I would have had the opportunity. A guy calls me on the telephone. Rabbi, I have a chance for Shiluach HaKain to send for the mother bird. I got a chance. So, I would like to do it. I said, bracha v'atzlacha, you should be great and do the mitzvah. He says, yes, but they're charging me $250. I said, $250? It's a bargain. It's the best bargain in town. It's a steal. Go and do it. Rabbi, $250 a mitzvah. Mitzvah doesn't cost any money. Hashem says the Torah is free. The mitzvahs are free. I said, it's true, but I want to ask you a question. How old are you? I'm 63. How many times did you do Shluach HaKein? Not yet, Rabbi. Well, you didn't do it in 63 years, and someone offers you the mitzvah for $250. Grab the mitzvah now! He said, thanks, I just needed that encouragement. I get a call a few days later. Rabbi, hi. I want to talk to you again about the mitzvah Shluach HaKein. How did it go? Was it? No, I didn't do it yet. I just want to know, is the Rebbe sure that I should do it for the price of $250? I said, what do you mean, sure? I said, go and do it. Mitzvah b'liyavcha. That mitzvah came. It was straight to you from Hashem. This is unbelievable that you have the opportunity. He says, thanks. I just wanted to make sure. The third time I got a call, I realized he needed chizuk. And I gave him great chizuk. And I said, do it. I said, in case you need to borrow the money, I will find some sponsors to help. I knew he had it. Okay, no, thanks. I got a fourth call. The fourth call is, Rabbi, terrible. I was ready to do it, and I called him up. He said a bird flew the coop. Someone else got it. Mitzvah b'liyadcha. Hashem gave him 3 chances. Hashem said, you need this mitzvah. I think, okay, listen, this guy's asking me, this person wants it, they want me to say the thing, they want me to help out, they want me to go to... It's not that this person wants it. Me'es Hashem hoysazos, hiniflos beinenu. Hashem Yisbarach sent it straight to us, and we said, no thanks, Hashem, I'll take something else. Hashem sent us a present. That is the opportunity to do a Devar Mitzvah. But that is only in this world. That is why a person has the chance, with every mitzvah that we do, to be koneh chayei olam haba. That's why a person has to be very careful, no matter what we do. No matter what we do. When we say, everybody knows, if a person says, Ashrei, Ashrei, kol ha'omer tehila leDavid b'chol yom, Shalosh pa'amim, if you say it 3 times, muftach loy, the person is promised, shu ben olam haba. That's unbelievable. Believe you me, I'm going to put a thing on my phone, a reminder, Ashrei, 3 times every day. I will not miss it. Ben olam haba. I'm automatically a ben olam haba. So, Reb Mordechai Bloom, that Tzvi Yisrael asked the question, why is it that the person that they just say Ashrei 3 times is Zochet olam haba? The reason is because at the end of Ashrei, the very last pasuk, Me'ata v'ad olam hallelujah. Me'ata v'ad olam, from now forever. Once I state my belief, Me'ata v'ad olam, I know not only now, but forever and ever, Chaye Netzach, I'm going to be able to praise Hashem, no matter if I did something that wasn't good, and I have charata, and I regret it, and I have tshuva for it. Me'ata v'ad olam hallelujah. I show Hashem that I believe, that I place my bitachon in Hashem. And that's chus, he says, because you say that last line, that a person will be zocheh to olam haba. The Vilna Gaon says an interesting thing. We will, within another week or so, we will wish each other, everybody, a good, long life, good health. Friday, whenever it's going to be, Leil Shabbat, Friday night, we're going to wish each other that. Vilna Gaon says that's beautiful. Chaim Aruchim, my great Rebbe, Rabbi Avigdor Miller, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, never, ever chinced on that bracha. I saw him in the middle of the road one time on King's Highway. When I saw him, I froze up. Not many people I freeze up, but when I saw Rabbi Avigdor, I was like that. Rabbi Miller came over and gave me the bracha. Then he put his head down, and he said, now you give me a bracha. How you give Rabbi Avigdor? Or whatever I said, I don't remember, but I said it. What is it? La'alta l'chaim tov maruchim. What's a long life? Chaye Olam Haba. We're wishing each other, we have long life here in this world, but more important, the Gon explains to us that we are being sealed for Chaye Olam Haba. That is what I need. That's what my neshama is dependent on. Where I'm going to be after 120 years. The neshama, right now, according to the great Rav Sternbuch, the neshama is in flux. When it comes before the Kisei HaKavod, and they take a look at the person, they say, is this individual being mamala their tafkid in life? Are they fulfilling the reason that they came into this lowly world? If not, we know the Chazal, Erevin, better that they didn't come down into the world. Better they would have stayed upstairs. Better they would have stayed in Shemayim. So, a person is judged on that, Chaye Olam Haba, when we are going to daven. And we daven so good. Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur and Aseret Yemei Teshuvah, every word is so important. Every line is so important not to miss. It makes a difference in the whole year. It's the whole year is dependent on that. The Avnei Nezer says, what is the reason why it's called Rosh Hashanah, not Tchilat Hashanah, or a different term? The reason is because the Rosh tells all the other Evarim what to do, all the limbs. My head tells me where I should go, how I should move, what I should do. Rosh Hashanah will be the direction, the signal for the entire life of the next year, what is going on, what's happening. It's just not something like Siman, maybe. It is the direction. So when I come to Rosh Hashanah and I'm going to pray, I keep in mind that I'm davening as well for Chaye Olam Haba. Hashem, I want to do complete tshuva for anything that I did, and I want to make sure that I'm mekabel ol malchus shamayim, that I accept the divine yoke of the heavenly kingdom in order to be a ben olam haba. Now, a lot of times a person is going to get nervous, right? They're going to get nervous. They're going to say, I'm not sure if I'm a ben olam haba or not. An individual should know that no matter what a person has done in this world, there is always the chance, there is always the way that a person can rectify, can be misaken their situation, and they can be zocheh to olam haba. There isn't anything that a person cannot do, and we see that from several different examples in Chazal. The executioner was ready to execute. He was a man that stood and threw how many people into the fire, pushed the gallows how many times. And that individual said, Rabbi, if I will take out the sponges so that you won't burn slowly, so you'll burn quickly, and it will not be as excruciating, will I be zochet to chaye olam haba? Will I get a portion in the next world? Who could be lower? A murderer. It's unbelievable. He's zochet to chaye olam haba. Rabbi said, yes, do it. Took out the sponges. He was zocher to chaye olam haba. He merited the next world. What a schus that a person can have when they realize that whatever a person has gone through, they will still be zocher. We all have a chelik. The only thing that a person has to be very careful in is in a few things, which can rule out their olam haba. One, ein tchias hamesim in a Torah. If a person says there's no such a thing as tchias hamesim, the great vision of Rabbi said, when you going to take care of him after 120 years, the last, make sure that the kever is 7 by 7. He wants a kever 7 by 7. So they said, okay, but the Gabba said, but Rebbe, why do we have to make such a... He said, because I have to stand Shmon Esrei, so I need it. When the Ribnever, who is very careful, halacha, a person has to be careful, hin tzedek, that the weights are just, that the weights are true. The weight, a person has weights, business has to be exact. It has to be according to halacha, choshen mishpat. Weights have to be exact. You can't have a weight that's a false weight, that the person thinks they're getting a pound of meat and they're only getting 3/4 of a pound because the weight isn't good. So strict is the halacha. If I have a weight and the weight is not a just weight, it's not accurate, I'm not allowed to keep it in the house overnight. I can't keep it in the house. Many things I'm allowed to keep in the house. Many things, Devorim Asurim. Something treif, I don't have to throw it out, I don't have to get it. Other things, you're allowed to keep. That you're not allowed to keep. The Torah demands emes. So the great Ribnever used to go, he had his own set of weights in his pocket. He used to go into the butcher, put his own weights on, see if they were correct. He used to go into the baker. He used to put his own weights on and see if it was exactly right. He instructed that after 120 years, when he's going to go to the Olam Emes, that they should make on top of his kever a tower with a window looking out on the town. He said, as during life, I watched over everybody, and I made sure that there was yashrus, that there was the correct, upright, legal, and halachic law, always in state. After 120 years, I'm going to continue to watch over the town. And you can see it today. It is still there. The fact is that there is Tchias HaMesim in the Torah. A person has to know. The second thing is Torah min hashamayim, that every single word that we learn, that every word, no matter in the Torah shebichsav or Torah shebal peh, is min hashamayim, that it's from Hashem. And those words are words of divine prophecy, no matter what it is. The third thing is apikoros. Apikoros. Before you buy a sefer, before you accept something, look for the haskama. Look for the approbation to make sure that it is okay according to Torah. That is our job. It is our responsibility. It's our achrayus. An individual that is over on one of these three, then it's not so simple. Then the person could be kicked out. That person may not be a member of Olam Haba anymore if they're over on the three. V'chvar hodienu chachamim arishonim. The chachamim were already modia us. Shetovas chaya Olam Haba, that the good of the next world, ein koch ba'adam ledarsha la'amra. It is impossible for the human being to grasp the greatness. We can only understand Shabbos, me'ein olam haba. It's a me'ein. It's a taste as great the person has on Shabbos. The high part of the neshama, that an individual is able to have romus hanefesh, a Shabbos when everybody is together, a Shabbos when we sing and dance, a Shabbos when we learn together. There's nothing higher in the world, but it's only a me'ein. It's at the best a taste. And he finishes, they don't understand the greatness and the beauty. It is impossible for a person to understand in any way, shape, or form the image or a comparison or how it is or what it should be. The only thing that we can understand about it is that Hashem promises there is nothing that could ever compare to Chaye Olam Haba. Now, it's a very interesting incident that happened, extremely interesting, regarding Chaye Olam Haba. And it just goes to show you that some people, they never learn. They don't realize it. What happened was, there was a former ultra-Orthodox person, former ultra-Orthodox. And he decided he wanted to make some money. So he went on eBay. eBay. I don't go on eBay, but he went on eBay. eBay. He titled it, "Are You Looking for a Ticket to Heaven?" Ticket to heaven. Ticket to heaven. He is willing to sell his portion in the next world. Chaye Olam Haba on the internet, on eBay, and they put it up. The bidding started at 99 cents. 99 cents. Good.
Free shipping?
It got up to your door. It got up to $100,000. Bidding. Chaye Olam Haba. The man, Mendel, who put it on, couldn't believe. 31 had the prime spot on the auction site by Tuesday morning. He assured the bidders that he had a life filled with good deeds, life filled with mitzvahs, limud Torah, all good things. He assured that it was worth it. He also said that he eats almost 100% vegetarian. They shouldn't worry that he eats not kosher. He didn't say eat kosher. He said, I just eat vegetarian. There was an outcry. There was an outcry. Finally, the people, good people, people that are sane, people that have the Sfara Yashar, that have Das Torah, they understood that this is it's blasphemy. This is horrible. Kidvar Hashem Baza. It's a denial of Hashem. And they began to complain. They found the loophole. The legal loophole to get him off was, you can only sell something that is real, tangible. Non-tangible items cannot be sold on eBay. And therefore, this man had to withdraw it. He didn't get his $100,000. He didn't get a penny. And it was completely off. They had a picture of him and his name and everything. It was real.
Did they find out why you wanted to sell it?
Why I wanted to sell? To make money. To make money. But what baffles me is that somebody was willing to pay $100,000 for a person that puts his Olam Haba on the auction. Somebody puts the Olam Haba up on the auction, it's not worth a penny, because they have no chashivut for it. They have no importance for it. But it's amazing, because look how many people were willing to pay. That's great. I realized that Chai Olam Haba is worth some money, so they were willing to pay. This is an amazing thing. How is it possible? So they went and they asked Hagaon, Rabbi Chaim Kanievsky Shlita, Rabbi Chaim, could you sell your Olam Haba? Could you sell your Olam Haba? We know that the Vilna Gaon gave up his Olam Haba for, yes, on Sukkot. So Reb Chaim answered, Aravos, he needed the Hadassim and the Aravos, so he gave them up. However, Reb Chaim said, from a maaseh, from a story, we don't learn out halacha. You don't learn out halacha. You can't do it. Even to give up 1 second, we don't know what we need for Olam Haba ourselves. Yeah, you can have my mitzvot, you can have this, you can have that. Once, just to show an idea of how important it is, once, the Rosh Hashiva in Radin was sick, Reb Naftali Trop. So the Bochrim came up with a great idea. They wanted everybody to give away time from their daily learning to the Rosh Hashiva. And it was great. One guy gave away a day, one guy gave away 2 days, one guy gave away 3, one guy gave a half a day. All of a sudden a Bocher said, you know what? Let us go and ask the Chafetz Chaim. Let us go and ask the great Chafetz Chaim. He should also join the party. They came into him and they said, hey, Lige Chafetz Chaim, here, will you please sign up? We're doing this program where everybody's giving time away for the Rosh Hashiva. Chafetz Chaim looked at him and began trembling and said, okay, I will give 1 minute. 1 minute. When word got out, the Chafetz Chaim was willing to give 1 minute. The hasmada, the diligence, the kol Torah, the voice of Torah raged in Radin, and the Rosh Hashiva got well. Chafetz Chaim tells us the worth of 1 minute. Yeah, the day, the mitzvah, learning, expendable, not expendable. A person has to be machshav every single second, because every second is another chance where a person is koneh, another step in Chai Olam Haba. A very interesting thing. In Eruvin, we learn, and this is an amazing, amazing thing. Eruvin, Omer le Shmuel Rabbi Yehuda. Shmuel said to Rabbi Yehuda, Shinana, smart one, Chatov ve'achol, grab it and eat it. Chatov v'ishti, grab and drink. Da'alma dazlina minei, because the world that we're passing through, kihilula dame, it's like a wedding. It's like a wedding. You got to go quick. When you have a chance, eat what you can. You're at the smorgasbord, is going to go eventually. You're going to take it away. You got to eat, you got to drink, you got to... The Alma, because that world is now going to go. The next morning, if you come down and you enter into the chasna and say, I'd like to have some of the prime rib from last night. What are you, crazy? Everything's gone. It's finished. Everything's out of here. That is the chance that we have in this world. So, as interesting thing, in the Varduk, Rav Galinsky once went and he was looking for a quiet shul where he could learn a little bit. So he got a quiet shul and everything, nobody was there. And he starts to hear somebody up in the balcony, away from everyone. And the individual goes, Chatof echol, grab and eat, Chatof ishti, grab and drink. Ki almu dazlinu minei, because the world that we're passing through, ki beilul adameh. It's like a wedding. It's like a feast. It's going to be over. And he kept hearing this person over and over, Chatofa, grab and eat. He wanted to know who it was. He goes up to the balcony. He looks. It's the Stipler Gaon, the father of Rav Chaim Kanievsky. He was the one that said it. Can you imagine if he was the one that said it, what you and I should say? How should we value every single minute? Now, Chayei Olam Haba, the portion in the next world, is something, of course, that each and every one of us has on a different level. Everybody has their chance. Everybody can better it. We all have a golden opportunity each and every day to reach it. However, there are some times when a person could gain their Olam Haba within the second. And that second comes to us at the most interesting of times that we may not even be suspecting. It could happen as we're leaving here now. It could happen at any given moment. A person will never know when is their chance. Olam Haba in itself is a time, as we say in the Haggadah, shetzadikim yoshvin, v'atoseim rosheim, that they're sitting and the crowns are on top of everybody, v'nenin miziv hashchina, and they enjoy the shine of the Shechina. How a person relates to that in this world is very difficult to know. The reason is because that it is so elevated. It is such a high idea that a person has to start to use their imagination in order to understand what is Chai Olam Haba. It is something that a person has to have the creative imagination to know what it is. But it is definite that an individual will know that they are there. It is definite that there is a life that is Chaye Netzach, that is forever and ever, and it is definite that a person will have the greatest enjoyment that they could ever imagine. Not to say that in case a person didn't make it right away, they'll also have a chance. They'll also have a chance. Interesting happening. Interesting happening. In the future, a person will have to give a din v'cheshbon. Din v'cheshbon, an accounting of what we did during our life, how I impacted on other people, what I gave to other people, what I was able to learn, how I utilized my time in this world. Everybody will go and look at it in that way. However, at that moment, when a person begins to give all their cheshbonot, they should know one thing. It will not be the time when they can say, the reason I didn't do this is because of that. The reason I did that is because of this. It will be clear. It will be open to everybody. There will be no time for any explanation. A Jew one time came in from Eretz Yisrael, a Chacham. He needs a place. He's in Manhattan on Shabbos. He needs a place to daven. He's looking for a minyan Shabbos morning. Shabbos morning, he sees a big shul. On the top it says, Ein zeh kim beis Elokim. This is only a house of Hashem. He figures this is the right place to go in. He goes in. He sees there, mixed up, no mechitza, men and the women. The bima is in the front. He sees things going on. He can't believe it. He's bemused. He takes a seat. And they're conducting the service. He wants to say something. He has to say divrei musar. He walks up to the front. The usher comes right over. Excuse me? What would you like here? What do you want? He says, I would like to speak. I would like to speak. I don't know. You want to speak here, you have to go before the board. You have to come a year in advance. You have to have approval of the board. And then maybe for next year, if they see that you're the right speaker, you got the credentials, then you can speak. He says, I only want to speak 1 minute. 1 minute. One rega. After that, I leave. The usher said, please, sir, sit down, be quiet. He sits down. You know Yid. He gets back up. He says, I promise you, 1 minute, only 1 minute. I'm not going to be longer than that. They sit him down. He makes such a commotion that finally they told him, before we're ready to leave, you can have a minute, you can speak. Okay. They finally give him his minute. He goes up in front of the whole crowd and he says, there was a very great amount of complaining between the people that were in Gehenna and the people that were in Gan Eden. People in Gan Eden, everybody knows, Gan Eden is a time when a person has the perfect life. Unfortunately, Gehenna, we don't want to talk about Gehenna, not in Hidabroot, not anywhere. But let's face it, Gehenna, they say there's Aish, right? There's a fire. There's a fire of fire Aish and there's a fire of ice, and we won't get into that whole thing. There's an Aish in Gehenna. Okay. So what happens? The people in Gehenna, they were so hot. Up in Gan Eden, it was cool. Everything was nice. Air conditioning. There was only a line between Gan Eden and Gehenna. Only one thin line. The people of Gehenna, they started to get smart. How do you think they got to Gehenna? They began to bore a hole through the line in order to get some of the cool air inside the Gehenna to cool off the fires. And they did. Oh, all of a sudden, the Beit Din Shalmaila, the heavenly court, wanted to know, is it possible that they could do this and get away with it? The man takes a look at his watch and said, Slicha, it's already 1 minute, I'll go. He goes to say, no, come back! My Masipur, tell me the story. He said, but it's 1 minute already. I was only given 1 minute permission. Anidati, you're at Shamayim. I do everything on the books. I do what I'm supposed to do. Hey, please come back. He steps back up and he says, do you think that such a machlokes could ever take place? Do you think that in Gehenna they can start boring a hole, and in Shamayim and this and that, and to get lawyers and say why each side is right? No! They ask one thing. Did you learn? Did you do mitzvot? Did you give tzedakah? Were you a good person? Did you say hello when you saw another individual? Did you cheer them up? Did you show them a panim me'iros? Did you try to think about Hashem and thank Hashem for everything that we have? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, we're in good luck. The answer is otherwise, we ain't in such good luck. However, it's interesting, one should not worry, because it says that the midah of chesed and rachamim is greater than a person could ever imagine. Why? Because Avraham Avinu guards Gehenna. As he sat outside of his door, Vayoshev b'Pesach, that he sat in the door of the tent waiting for Orchim. So it says in that Suchus, after 120 years, he will sit at the door of Gehenna. Anybody that wants to come in will be able to have Avraham Avinu hold him back and say, no, Malachim, you cannot bring him here. He did this mitzvah and that mitzvah, and he sends them to Shamayim. So they ask the question, Avraham Avinu had 4 doors on the Ohel. 4 doors, entrances. This door is locked and that door is locked. No. Avraham Avinu's house you could come into. If that door, you go the other door. So there are 4 doors. He's only guarding 1 door. The answer is given over that greater is the midah of chesed and rachamim by Hashem. There's 1 door to get into Gehenna, but there are 3 doors to get out. All the other 3 are exits. So a person should keep in mind that whatever an individual might have done, Hashem Yisbarach wants that they should do tshuva. Has an interesting idea that is brought down, Soif Davar Hakol Nishma. Koheles, right? The end is that everybody will listen. So it says, Halu B'sof Umachol. Halu B'sof Umachol, which generally means not B'sof at the end, but it means the dancing is the great tzaddikim used to say, Halu B'sof. Even a person will do the very last day on their earth, and they will do teshuvah on the last day, Umachol. Hashem will forgive them for whatever they did. And a person has to keep that in mind, that every single day we are struggling. The din v'cheshbon that we make is on each day that we live, on each day that we're here in this world. That Chaye Olam Haba is presenting itself to know how's a person going to handle it. Now the truth is, the way we vision it is that I'm carrying on my shoulder the Chaye Olam Haba. My chelik I have right here. I don't have to imagine it. I don't have to think that it's somewhere else, but rather that it is right over my shoulder and I'm walking around with it. And it says that especially the people that are ba'anivus, a person that is modest, an individual that is humble, they go to the front of the line. Individual that has humility. That's why we know that Moshe Rabbeinu was the Adam Mikol Adam, and we also know that Yehoshua, Hashem Yisbarach changed the name from Hosea to Yehoshua, and it's in alphabetical order. So the Medrash says, how is it possible that they were able to change the alphabetical order? And the answer is that it didn't matter. Because he was a Talmid of Moshe, he was greatly humble. Because he was such a humble person, he gained entrance to Olam Haba together with all the people of humility. Because when a person is humble, they don't think that they're so great. They don't think that, whoa, I'm able to think on my own mind. I can think whatever I want. I can have my own day as what's important, what's not important. They're not always machnia to das Torah. They don't always subdue their mind and humble themselves to listen. What does the Torah Kedosha say? What do the Chachomim say? Because of that, unfortunately, there are times when a person may miss it because they're missing that humility.
Rabbi who went to Shamayim and he saw Olam Hafuch.
Oh, Olam Hafuch Ra'isi. I saw the world upside down.
All the way up and
the people that were given chashivos down here, they weren't so chashuv up there. The people who people don't give chashivos to, all of a sudden, they were great. And a person can never tell, just by an individual being humble, what they're going to get in the next world. There is a very good skula that we can do, and the skula is for everybody, to be mekayim what we say. If a person says, I'm going to help you, you come forth and you help the person. If an individual says, I'm going to give something, they give something. They're not mishana, they're words. They don't be mishana and think something else. And interesting, I'll just say it, in a lot of ways that a person can gain in this world. There was a bacher, an older bacher that needed a shidduch. So, how's he going to get a shidduch? He was interested in going out with a certain young lady. He couldn't get anybody to read the shidduch. He couldn't get anyone to speak it. He was a good impersonator. He calls up the father of the girl, and he impersonates the Rosh Hashiva. Hello, I have a bocher Metzuyan. It's ready. He's a wonderful man. I would like to read the shidduch. And I hear that you have a girl. Possibly we may think about it. Could you tell me something? And this father, the Rashiva called him, what a kavod, right? And he's telling him all this stuff, but no, you don't know my daughter. She's like unbelievable. She's a tzaddikas and everything, and what, right? Eishes Chayil miyimtza, the whole Eishes Chayil is written about her. Okay, good. So he says, I tell you what, don't worry. I will speak and see if I can convince the bacher. Rosh Hashiva called him back 2 days later. You are very fortunate. I was able to get a yes from the other side. and they will make up a appointment. Okay, they make an appointment to meet, and they go out, everything's good. Call up, okay, Rosh Yeshiva, yes, she would like very much to go out. I have to contact, I didn't hear yet from the boy. I will contact you as soon as I get it. Calls him back. Later, I was able to get a yes from the boy. And they go out, and each time this whole thing, this whole charade goes out. Maaseh Shahaya. Happened. And finally, it came time, and they're getting engaged. Fine. So, they come to the Vort. They come to L'chaim. Both sides, everybody together. And the father of the Kala has got the Shadchanut. He's got the money. He's got the money to pay. So he asks the Bocher, where's the Rosh Yeshiva? Bocher says, you know, he learns a lot. I hope he'll come late. He never comes early. Just maybe he'll come for a few minutes if he's not. Anyhow, Rosh Yeshiva didn't show up somehow. Didn't come. And the days passed on. Never met the Rosh Yeshiva. They got married. After they got married, the Bocher began to have feelings of charata. Maybe I didn't do right. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. Omid b'diburo, mishane, a person that changes their words. Machlif b'diburo, they change their words around. So he didn't know. So he went to his Rav and asked a number of sheilot. Number one, does he have to? No. Does he have to tell, right? That he's not so truthful, not so truthful. Sheker Lavan. More than a Sheker Lavan, okay? Number one, as a white lie. Number two, does he have to do teshuvah? Number three, the father gave to him the envelope with the money in it. Is he allowed to keep the money? He was his own shadchan. Maybe he has got the right to keep the money. So he's walking around with these she'elot that we need Rabbi Akiva Eger to come and to be posek halacha, to paskin on it. Machlif b'diburo certainly has to do tshuva, certainly. But the interesting thing, and we're not going to get into an argument right now, later, chas v'shalom, mechem shel Torah. Does he have the right to keep some of the money? Does he have the right to keep some of the money? Give back everything. Who says he can keep some? Not so simple. There's a shadchan maschil. It sometimes can be divided up by several different people that help it along. This is not the way to go. At the end, did he do something wrong? Yes. Did somebody get hurt by it? No. Did the father?
He married his wife.
He married his daughter. There is a question on what that results and whether that impacts on the din. However, we'll see something interesting. What happened was, Rabbi Yeshua, if you remember, the Malach came to him and he said, I want to see my place in Olam Haba. I want to see where it's at. Where am I going to be? So they took him up to Olam Haba. It was the Malach HaMoves. So the Rebbe was a little nervous about it. And he said, give to me your sword. I want your sword. I'm afraid you're going to do something along the way. Give to me your sword. He took the sword away from the Malach HaMoves, the angel of death. They go up to Olam Haba, and he shows them over the cliff. He shows them where this Olam Haba is. All of a sudden, the great tzaddik jumps in and goes to Olam Haba, and he swears, I will not move from here. Eini zaz mikan. I will not leave. So the Beit Din Shamayla had a big machloket. What do you do? Do you let him go? Do you keep him there? What do you do? They looked through his life, and it was decided, if he ever promised something, if he ever changed his words, if he ever didn't go ahead with what he promised, he would not have the schus to stay in Olam Haba. They looked through his entire life, and they saw that every word that he ever said was kulo emes. It was the truth. Never did he ever veer from the truth, and whatever he promised, he did. Because of that, he was able to stay. So the Malach said, I want back my sword. give me back the sword. The Rebbe didn't want to give it to him. Didn't want to give it back. Fascinating.
Did he give it or not?
He had to. However, what happens? What do we see from it? An individual will say to me, so what is it? So I said I'm going to sell you the house. I'm not going to sell you the house. I said I'm going to sell. I didn't sell. We didn't sign the contract. In the jewelry district, everybody knows that a tkiyas kaf, a sheikh, is good enough. You don't need writing. You don't need a contract. You don't need lawyers. You don't need their sign. The truth is, when a person promises something, there are already kam halachos. Kam halachos. I said I'm going to do something. Sefer Derech Mitzosecha says it's written in 7 sfarim upstairs. 7 sfarim already. Person promises they're going to do such a thing, they got to go through it. And if chas v'shalom, they didn't promise it, if they didn't say, okay, b'li neder, and they didn't promise a neder, they still have to do it. It's not that they're not breaking a neder anymore, but it's not so simple. I had a maaseh shahaya that you won't believe. Somebody came over to me, they gave a yes on a shidduch. I won't say which one, in order for confidentiality. They gave a yes. They called me with a sheila. Somebody flew in from Switzerland. Out of town. European. They would like to really go out with that one because they heard wondrous things they never thought it would be, but they gave a yes over there. But this is much more shayach. This is much better. This is whatever's better. I don't want to say what's better, but it's better. They asked me, she'ela lalacha. Shaila, can my child call up and get out of the first one and go with the second one? I said to them, no. You gave your word. When you give your word, you're going. It's not a game. You're training your daughter, you're training your son for life. What's going to happen when they're faced with the decision to tell the truth or not to tell the truth? To be honest in business, not to be honest in business. To be honest with their husband and wife or not to be honest. You're training them for 120 years. You go ahead with it. Rabbi, I'm going to tell you the full truth. I already said yes to Switzerland. So I said, so why you call me? Why you call me? Is this stump the Rabbi? What are you going to do? You want to know, in case I would have asked, what the Rebbe would have said, so let's call up, How could you do that to me? How could you do that? It's Gnei B'Sas. Here, I'm all worried, I'm mispal and everything. Okay, fine. So, they went out in Switzerland. And they went out for quite a long time. Switzerland. They went out. At the end, Switzerland said, no way. And it ended not good because they thought it was going to be the simcha and everything. Fine. Person called me up and said they had big charata that they didn't listen. I said, why? Because we saw at the end what happened. I said, so you saw at the end what happened. So you know what? Why do the mitzvot? Why don't you wait till the end and see what happens at the end, the schar? Why go through the mitzvahs now? It's based upon emunah, right? Emunah. Hashem Yisbarach, I need a lulav. The lulav in Esrog right now is going to cost me $100. I got to spend it, right? I need the $100. Lo aleinu, we should all have plenty of money. My panosah b'tziyah berevach. I need the $100, right? So I say, Hashem, look, I know the schar is big. You do the lulav in Esrog, you ward away all kind of things. Boom, mayim, it's parnasa, it's a lot of things. But Hashem, look, I need to have a little bit better idea. I'm going to do something in the stock market tomorrow. If I will get, the stock's going to split. I don't know, whatever happened, my condo flips, whatever it is, I'll have the siman, then I should buy the lulav and esrog. If not, I don't buy it. That's the way we work. We don't work that way. Emunah means that I believe that this is an opportunity right now. So the parents tell me, we feel bad. Is the Rebbe mochel us? I said, I have nothing to be mochel. I feel bad you went through this thing. But it's a musar haskell. Parents, maybe the next time look at it in a little different way. Nora v'ayom, nora v'ayom. A year passes, the original shidduch came back. Person called me up and said they have the chance now at the original one. Do they have to tell the original one the truth? Should they be megala the emes? Full disclosure, a person should tell. The only possible heter, the only dispensation is if it will be goyrem tsar, if it's going to cause pain to the first people. They went out, mazel tov. But all of the things that happened in between, and all the agmas nefesh that was incurred, was because the person did not stand to the... And all the person went through a passion. If I tell you that the young person needed to have counseling on that, they needed it. Why? Didn't keep to their word. Just the fact that a person keeps to their word, whatever they promise, whatever they have agreed to, they will go ahead with, and that's chus alone, they will be zoche to chaye olam haba. One more idea. A person that looks in this world, that looks for olam haba, lo mipnei she'eino matzoyato, avolonu shayom b'olam hazeh. Today we are found in this world. Uleficha choyim olam haba, lacha sheyotze adam me'olam hazeh. After a person will leave this world, umisha omer shezeh olam avad v'achar kach yova olam haba, ein adover came. However, the person that says, the individual that will say that this world is waiting for a man after this world, the next world is waiting for a man after this world, eino kain. Elishat tzadikim sheyotzim me'olam. The people that go forth from this world, and the people that tried, and with all of their might, they did whatever they could to be koina olam haba. Those are the people that will be zoche to olam haba. Not just the world is waiting there, and no matter what happens in this world, the world is there. It's olam haba. That olam haba is something that we do through kinyan. We acquire it each and every day. We work with everything that we have. If a person is an olam haba, then it's a different kind of a Jew. What do we say every day? Every day in Kriya Shema. L'man yirbu, let's go. You have to wake up a little bit. L'man yirbu, b'mei v'nechem al, asher nishbat. Let's go. Kimei, did you ever think about it? Kimei hashamayim, like the days of heaven are on earth. What do you mean? Kimei hashamayim al haaretz. I am here. I had lux this morning. I took a pancake. I had some Danish. I'm here in Olam Hazeh. Kimei hashamayim, lechem abirim. What do the angels have to eat all together? They didn't have that lux. I had the omelet. They didn't, right? What do you mean? Kimei hashamayim al haaretz. We say it every day. Kimei hashamayim, like the days of heaven on earth. Says the great Rabbi of Bells. Every single day has got to be like a day of Shamayim. Every day has to be an Olam Haba day. Every day has to be Kulo Ruchani. I got to eat, I got to drink, I got to have air conditioning, I got to do all this thing in order that I do my mitzvos. That's the reason I'm here. Riyasan Datre. Our reason for living, our tzveken leben, our tafkid ba'olam is only for that. I'll never forget, there was a girl that came in. I'll never forget it. Vered. I think she's 27, 26. Completely irreligious, never brought up anywhere. She started to have a dream at night. A dream very popular. She had a dream at night. Ma tafkid shel adam ba'olamo. What is a person's purpose in this world? What are they here for? Every night, she has the same dream, and it's a nightmare. She can't stand it. She's living the good life. She goes to her boss. Her boss is a dati. Her boss is a religious Jew. And she says to him, Yechezkel, I have this dream. What do you do? He said, you have such a dream? Dreams are not pashut. It's a little bit nevuah. It's prophecy. Dreams are not simple. A person has a dream, it could mean a lot. Sometimes a person has a dream, they can't figure it out. They got to go to a chacham and see what the dream's all about. This whole thing. So he says, I have a rabbi, I have a rav. You can go and talk with him. She came in to me. He sent her to me. She sits down, and she starts telling me the dream. Ma tavkid shel adam b'olamo. She said, I never prayed in my life, but I prayed before I go to sleep. I should not have that dream. That's what she prayed. I told her, very few people have such a dream. We are especially careful when someone has a dream that repeated. Whose dream repeated in Torah? Paro. Then he was bothered. He began to consult all of the astrologers and all the people and, what is it? And what does the dream mean? And they all told him different things until they got Yosef out of the Beis Asurim, until they redeemed him. Why? Because the dream repeated. I said, you had a dream that repeats? It may have a repercussion for the entire world for good. You got to learn. You got to study. It's you, Vered. You know what Vered means? You realize what you, for our people, Kishoshana ben Achochim. You know how you're talking about in Shir Hashirim. You got big, big things in the future. She said, you really think so? I said, I know so, 100%. I sent her to learn. Eventually, she went and learned very quickly. This is a very popular girl. She became 100% Shomeres Torah Mitzvahs. A guy comes from Eilat car service. Guy, all I remember, the shirt was open, big, still got a necklace on. And he comes over and he says, I thought I'd have Goldwasser. I said, can? He says, can I ask you a question? Where is there a kollel around here? So I thought he has somebody who's got to pick up from the kollel to take in the car service. So I said, well, the closest one I know is a block away, that there is a kollel, very, very fine kollel on Kings Highway in East 8. So I said, interesting, is there anything I can help you? Well, no, I want to join the kollel. And I'm looking at this guy. I said, really? He said, yeah. Vered said she will only marry somebody from the kollel. So that's a person, Kimei Hashamayim ala haaretz. While they're here, they're dreaming. They're dreaming about the purpose in life. Kimei Hashamayim ala haaretz means that we live every day a heavenly way. We live every day with a look and ruchnius when it comes to a shelah in daily living. I'm not just going to say, well, it looks to me that this is the way it is. I want to know, what does the Torah say? I want to know what is the proper hashkafa. Do I go out with the guy or do I ditch him? Do I go out with the girl or do I tell a nice story why I can't go out? Should I continue with it? Should I not continue with it? It's das Torah. It's in the Torah. Don't we say it in Pirkei Avos? We say it every year. We go through Pirkei Avos in the summertime. Everybody. After Pesach, what does it say? Hafach. V'hafach. The kulaba. It's all in there. So I got to think it's all in there. It's the biggest self-help book ever created in the entire world. Every answer is there. If I go outside of Torah, so then it means I don't believe it's all in there. It's in there. Every question is in there. Every question that could ever be imagined is already in the Torah. I just got to see it. We'll be Messiah B'Dover Tov. There's a bocher in yeshiva. And he has a reason he wants to go to Kivrei Tzadikim in Israel to pray by the Kivrei Tzadikim. He needs something for his family. He hires a taxi, not a person, Shomer Torah Mitzvahs, doesn't know about Yiddishkeit yet. And he says to the person, the taxi driver, please, you could take him an hour and a half. He wants to go up to Daven to pray by graves. Klarim? Betach, jump in. They make up a price. He takes him up. And he says, why you want to go and pray by the graves? It's an interesting thing. If somebody asks you a question, sometimes they are bothered by it. And they want to talk about it. Even they challenge you. Even they come up and they say they don't believe you. Don't worry about it. Paro Melech Mitzrayim said to Moshe Rabbeinu, what did he say when he was asking for a simon? Someone, Tanu? Let's go, no pressure. Lachem. Tanu lachem. Right? Give to you Amofes. Moshe Rabbeinu was there. Paro says, Moshe Rabbeinu, you don't believe it yourself. Tanu lachem. You give to yourself Amofes. That's the derech. So the taxi driver began to say, why are you going in there? He says, well, because I want to be mispalo the tzaddikim, olam haba, and they will answer, be melitz yosher, they will intercede on our behalf. Olam haba, you believe olam haba? You believe there is such a thing as the next world? En kazeh, what are you talking about? There's no such a thing, olam haba. He says, yes, there's olam haba. No, there is no olam haba. So the bacher is so innocent, and he says, Kol Yisrael yesh lahem chelik. Everybody has a chelik olam haba. You have a chelik on olam haba. What's your name? Rami? A chelik olam haba. Rami has. I have a chelik. You kidding me? No, I promise you, you have a chelik olam haba. It's Chazal. Chazal didn't tell stories. You got a chelik. He says, I got a chelik. Okay. I would like to sell you my chelik. Sell you my chelik. Okay. How much you want for it? I tell you what. If you give me 10 shkalim, we'll call it a deal. Shiva Bachor takes out from his pocket 10. He gives it to the taxi driver. Taxi driver gets the 10 shkalim. They shake on it. Kiaskaf. They shake on it. It's a done deal. The taxi driver is so happy. He never made a tip so easily. He just sold olam haba. Listen, what else do I own that I could sell you? Tell me. Okay. Finished. The bachor goes. Kivrei tzadikim. A person understands the maila in praying by kivrei tzadikim. It's not simple. It's not simple. By any tzaddik, by any time, by any tzaddiket, it is not simple. Moshe Rabbeinu sent who to be mitpalel, to pray by the kivrei tzadikim. Not simple at all. We have the chance. We can be mispal anytime, wherever you want to go, whatever occasion you like. Here in the States, in Eretz Yisrael, in Europe, all the great tzaddikim and noshim tzidkanios. There are people in this room that travel together with me very far just to be mispalo in kivrei tzadikim. Very serious. The bachur goes, he's there for 2 hours, crying, supplicating, pleading. His neshama's coming out. The taxi driver read through the paper, listened to music, went through the news. He's bored. He wants to say, well, where's this guy? Fell asleep over there? He looks through the fence, and he was nisragesh. He was moved. The guy is praying with his whole heart. Me'omek haneshama. From the depths, he's mitpala, they can't believe it. The driver never saw anything like that. When the truth comes out and it hits you in the eyes, you cannot deny it. You can deny something that's not true, but something that's a mess you can't deny. The driver something happened to him in that second. It wasn't simple. After a while, the bocher comes back, the yeshiva guy. He sits in the back. He's exhausted. He's cried his eyes out. He's ready to fall asleep. There was a silence in that taxi coming home. You could cut that silence. It was so palpable. The driver keeps looking in the rear mirror. If he's up, the driver's waiting. He's getting up his gumption. The driver is nervous. The one who went and challenged him. The one who went and told him all the things against it. No olam haba, no next world. What are you going there for? You're foolish. Live life. Enjoy. Eat, drink, do all the things you need. Olam haba. He's the same one that argued. Now, he's silent. Now, unfortunately, he don't say a word. Finally, he sees the bachor in the back move a little bit. And he says, Slicha Adoni, I'm sorry, but remember, in a way, we did that thing with Olam Haba, And I gave, I took the 10 shkalim from Olam Haba. Remember that whole thing? Well, I said, yeah. I remember it. She says, so we're going to just call that off. It's like not a thing. It's okay. You don't really mean it. Oh, no. I'm a dati. I have yirat shamayim. When I say a word, I mean a word. When I make a deal, it's a deal. When I commit, I commit. The driver said, no, Bemet, it's just like a thing, like we didn't, you didn't mean it, I didn't mean it, you just, I give you back your money. The Bachur said, we made a deal. V'asita yashar v'atov. Interesting. Tell me one of the holiest, most heilige tefillahs that we say in the course of tefillah. Anybody? Or not we say, we answer to it. Anybody? Kaddish, correct. Kaddish. Tell me the first words of Kaddish. Anybody? Shemei? Interesting. Roshei Tevos. It's an acronym. The head letters. Yosher. Yosher. What is the biggest Kiddush Hashem in the world? Yashrus. You straight. You deal right way. He said, I'm sorry to the driver. The driver begins to cry. He begins to be mischanin and mavakish. He begs him, I beg you anything. Just sell it back, please, please. I didn't mean it, I didn't understand the whole thing. I saw you praying. I was moved. I got to tell you the truth. I'm wrong, I regret. The Bachur said, I will give you back your chelek olam haba, but on 2 conditions. 1, you never bother somebody who believes and tries to challenge their belief. Number 2, you promise me that you will go and study in a yeshiva. Even you going for half an hour a day. The driver says, Ani makabel, b'lev shalem. I accept with a whole heart. The Bachur at that time gave him back his money. They shook again, and he got back his olam haba. He let him off outside of his dirah, and the Bachur goes in. As soon as he closes the door, he hears a tremendous, tremendous noise. He goes outside. He sees the taxi that he just got off. Got into a tremendous accident. Yesh kona lamo b'sha'achas. A person does not have to wait until the last day of 120 years to do teshuvah, to be kona chaye olam haba. Right now, at this convention, or wherever people are going to view this Hidabroot, no matter if it's in Australia, in London, in Switzerland, in Iceland, I don't know, Iran, wherever you put this thing at. Know one thing, do not wait even one day to be koina your olam haba. Start now, that every day should be kimei hashamayim al haaretz. Thank you, everybody. Great hatzlacha. Should be a good year. Shana tova mesuka in ruchnius and gashmius and besura tovot.